back. Good song. Welcome back to the Report and Sitting Up podcast. I'm Chrissy here.
I'm Tarullo.
And we're unsupervised today.
We are. It's just the girls.
We're doing this on our own now. I feel like completely, for now at least. Not that nobody else is like involved or anything, but Brian Hall's very busy.
Yeah.
Doing his thing. Living the dog walking world.
Walking every dog in Louisville. We're proud of you, Brian.
Bosch. He's still involved.
He's still in it. Yeah. He's
still very
virtually involved. Yeah.
He is, yeah. But they leave us unsupervised here in the 93.9 studio now to let us like push the buttons and set up things.
And Chrissy learned how to do all of it, so big shout out to my girl. Yeah.
That's it.
Christasia.
Shout out to Jerry for this lightsaber thing.
That is from Jeremy?
Yeah, it was in his office at the KSP headquarters.
Oh, I thought someone else wrote that in.
I don't usually like advertise like yours. It's fine. It's not a big deal. I feel like enough people know.
Okay.
Yeah, this was in his office.
I didn't know you brought that.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, I have this cool light that I'm not using." I was like, "Cool, bring it home. We'll use it."
And it just so happens it's red.
Now I feel like we need it. We can change the color. So I feel like we need a second.
We need a second
that's blue.
Significantly going to the song. Get it?
Yeah. So figure that out.
Figure it out.
What's been going on?
Girl, I've just been chilling, hanging out, working. But you've been up to some craziness. You've been at your favorite weekend of the year.
You've been
at Loud of the Noise.
I did. Well, I do Burger and Beyond, and I do.
You did both?
I did all 8 days.
Hold on. You guys,
all 8 days.
I was worn out. Like, there was one night that I thought about, I was like, should I go see the Teskey Brothers? And I was like, I feel like I don't have the energy to do music festivals anymore because it's like multiple faves are at different stages, you know, at the same time. There's so many people. I had Railbird some years ago, and I just like, that was the first time I got panicky in a crowd. I was like, it's just too many people can't sit down. You did all 8 days.
I did all 8 days. Yeah.
Okay, what was your favorite moment?
Ooh. Okay, that's really tough. That's so hard to answer because they're so different.
Yeah.
I got the bands that I saw at Louder Than Life are much more my speed.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw a lot more of the bands that I love that I hadn't had an opportunity to see before at Louder Than Life. But Bourbon Beyond was very cool too because I still saw, I love the Goo Goo Dolls and bands like that. And I got to see them. I'm also, myself and Amelia are big Megan Maroney fans.
Oh, Amelia's a fan.
She loves 6 months later. I love 6 months later. Maybe I'll edit the video of her singing that song.
You should.
This podcast.
Just put it in there.
But that shoot's so good live. When you think Morgan Wallen can't make another mistake in his life, how he fumbled that woman, I don't know.
I can't believe it.
That's unbelievable.
Wait, because she wrote Tennessee. Or
she wrote Tennessee Orange. Yeah.
I love her song that's about the hair salon.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, she does like good songs.
She's got a lot of like low key things.
Yeah. And like I feel like you're a Swiftie. I feel like she hits me like Swiftie, like Taylor Swift hits something.
So it's so funny because her nickname, like they call her the emo cowgirl. And that like hits me.
And that's you. Well, I was asking you before we started recording, like I was watching some clips and stuff from Louder Than Life, and I think I maybe watched a few Knocked Loose clips, and like that is your favorite number one band. And I just want to know how you got into that genre.
I love Knocked Loose. If you don't know who Knocked Loose is, those are our hometown boys. They're from Oldham County. This year's actually, if I have to pick a favorite moment, this could probably easily be one of them. Knocked Loose got to main stage Louder Than Life this year. Yeah, they were a main stage band. They weren't a headliner, but they were a main stage band.
Heck yeah.
Later in the day, which was very cool to see. And there are videos all over. You could probably find it where, you see all these artists who are on stage. I've seen one of like Tate McRae and a couple other people and like several other artists who, when they're on stage and they're performing, you see them have this like I made it moment. Brian Garris, who's the lead for Knocked Loose, who actually, congratulations to him, just came home a few weeks ago and proposed to his girlfriend in their backyard in Oldham County.
Oh, old man, baby.
Yeah.
Old man County.
He's recently engaged. You could see him on stage at Louder Than Life having his "We Made It" moment. And like, you could see him actually holding tears back because like they came back and they're playing in front of a hometown crowd and they're looking out from this main stage and there are tens of thousands of people out there showing up for them. Like, that's so crazy.
It's like all your dreams come true.
And all the people who have followed them since day one. I mean, I didn't go to any of like their house shows when they very first got together years ago, but I had friends like Aaron did.
Really?
I went to their house shows in Oldham County when they were playing like to nobody, in rooms like this.
So you've been an A1 since day one?
I have not. It wasn't too long after.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that type of music is not for everyone, and I get that. I totally understand.
But I'm gonna try because I love Chrissy.
But yeah, they are one of my favorite bands. They were a lot of fun to see. It's not the first time I've seen them. It was cool. Their backdrop, they did like, you know how they have the like all of the Diane Sawyer's Louisville.
Yeah.
They had like their whole backdrop said "Knocked Loose" as Louisville. So that was a really cool experience. And I remember I saw them at Pierce Town Hall last year. And they actually made like the black and white with their picture on it, and it said "Knocked Loose" as Louisville.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that was really cool. That was a really fun moment to see.
Like, what is their exact genre that you would call it?
I mean, they're pretty heavy.
You said like heavy metal.
Yeah, like they're a metal band. Like they're pretty heavy.
I think people like me, like from the outside looking in, like, what is it that draws you to that genre? And I'm not like judging it or anything. I just feel like there's probably a pivotal moment that like it gets you into it, or just like what is it that attracts you to that?
I grew up an emo kid. So I grew up like, you're talking peak, The Used, My Chemical Romance, Yellow Card. Like when emo was at its peak, that was like, those were very formative years for me. So I fell in love with the genre. It wasn't like there was nothing specific in my life that happened.
So like, what about it makes you love it?
The lyricism, the symbolism within it. I mean, it's so funny because there's another festival called Riot Fest, and it leads a little more punk rock, and they've been diabolical on their Twitter because Riot Fest usually lines up the same week as Louder Than Life.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of people complaining about keep your politics out of my music.
Yeah.
First of all, are those people who've been listening to the words and the songs that are playing in front of them? Because punk rock is...
Rage Against the Machine, does that count?
They're going to be more of a Louder Than Life band, but like you're talking about these bands who have made their entire careers out of being anti-government.
Yeah.
So like politics are just going to be part of it.
It's part of the brand or the genre.
And I think that's really important when you're listening to music, that some of these songs go a little deeper than just, you know, and not to hate on country, because country music they do have songs that go much deeper, but I think if you're generalizing country music, people are just, you know, sitting on tailgate drinking
it's much more commercial.
You know what I'm saying?
Talk about blue jeans, boots.
Yeah, but you know, when you get into a lot of metal songs, you're talking about breaking down not only like a lot of anti-government things and stances and points of view, but you're breaking down a lot of people who have been through some really heavy stuff when it comes to mental health and depression and things like that. And I think that's what makes that genre resonate with so many people.
For sure.
Because they took the stigma out of it so long ago.
Yes. And I heard
they were ahead of their time in removing the stigma from those things.
And for it being a place for everybody. I had a girlfriend from work ago, and she talked about how, you know, it seemed like there was a place where going to that festival, everybody was accepted there.
Extremely inclusive.
It's extremely inclusive. And I think from the outside looking at it, it looks like, oh, everybody's wearing black. Maybe it'd be a little bit scary. Like, I don't know, it just looks like intimidating. But it's not.
People who are fans of metal music do get stereotyped as like scary or, you know, suicidal, and some of them are. But, you know, a lot of people have been who may not even be fans of that, you know what I'm saying? So, like, there are these stereotypes that go along with being a fan of metal music.
Right.
But it's so funny because we were walking past one of the main stages, like Saturday or Sunday or whatever, maybe Sunday, whatever day it rained. And some of the turf they have on the ground has held some water, and like there are TikToks going around of it now, but I got to see it in person. It was hilarious. Trinket trading is really big at these festivals. So people bring like friendship bracelets or like mini ducks or like these things you clip in your hair, and everybody just trades them, and like you put them up at the bar, you hand some out to people. Like that's just the thing.
Yeah.
Trading, if you go to EDM shows, they call them candy, like the friendship bracelets and stuff like that. But a lot of really popular trinkets that people trade are like mini ducks, and that I got like a mini ghost, and they're just like these really cute little things.
Cute.
A group of people had gotten all their trinkets together, and they happened to have a bunch of ducks, and they put them in a puddle, and they made like a little duck mosh pit.
It's like kind of like an innocent.
I was like, that's the cutest thing I've ever seen. So now there are TikToks going around of people that were there and like saw it and got videos and pictures of it, and they're like, when people say metalheads, they're scary, and we're just over here like making mosh pits with ducks.
Little rubber ducks.
But like something else that's so cool is like people bring their kids to these festivals, and like yes, there is moshing at these and crowd surfing and things like that. So there is a safety aspect to it. But what I really noticed this year, people, and I'm going to leave Friday as an outlier. And if you know about Friday, that there was a certain band that was headlining Friday with a very specific fan base who has bad heritage. So we're going to leave Friday out of it, but every other day, what you really notice about that festival is people taking care of each other. And what I mean by that is like, okay, somebody falls in a mosh pit, you pick them up. Somebody's overheating, you give them water. Like, you give them snacks. Like, you help take care of each other. Because that's just what we should do as decent human beings. But something I thought was so cool that I noticed this weekend, they would have the mosh pits, but then there were people walking around to different stages, and they had like a sign, and it said girl pit. So they had like a separate mosh pit just
for the ladies.
There were people making them just for the kids too.
Oh, that's
so like
sweet.
Everybody could participate, and everybody could like without throwing a 9-year-old kid in an adult man's mosh pit.
It's for everybody.
Where you're just gonna get hurt. Like they had their own separate little. It was really cool.
I will say, I think it's amazing that I heard things like that, even from somebody who, like, I haven't attended. And, like, that was the reputation that I heard from first-time goers, from people who are new to the genre. They, like, the biggest takeaway was that everybody's included. Yeah. And I love that.
And I think that's something that's pretty unique to that genre. And it's because a lot of people who are attracted to that genre at some point were considered an outcast or felt like they didn't belong.
And that's their community.
And they found community within this genre. And you really get a chance to see that come together in a place like Louder Than Life or Riot Fest or wherever it may be. And just kind of see everybody together, taking care of each other, and just having a good time and listening to their favorite music.
Yeah. What's funny, the more you talk about it, I know you're a big Swiftie too, and even talking about like the little trinkets and stuff that you get, it sounds like her friendship bracelets, and it sounds like just community. Like, do you think she like took inspiration from this in a good way? Like, this is a community for everyone.
There are a lot of jokes that there's a direct pipeline between like emo fans and Taylor Swift fans. Yeah, because a lot of the lyricism and symbolism and like there's a lot of linear things.
Maybe that's why I'm not like a big Swiftie like at this time. Not a bad way, but maybe I need to get in the emo too. Like, I want you to get me an emo. I never had an emo face ever.
I'm gonna make you.
Like, what if I can't? Next time I have like a lip piercing and just like sidebangs and black hair and all black and shades. And I was like, this is the new me because you helped me get there.
You don't have to wear a costume, but you can look.
But like, I think, like, what if I love it? So like, I'm down to explore.
I'll support you.
And I'm not judging it. I'm just
I'll take you to buy your first pair of checkered pants.
Please do. Please do. She's going to give me a playlist.
Let me know what I should put on the playlist. I have some ideas. We'll start her off like.
I'm going to try to get into it because I feel like what is intriguing to me is the emotional connection that people have to it.
Yeah, I mean, some of it goes. I mean, I can definitely send you songs that will make you sad. I'll send.
But that's the thing. I don't like songs that make me sad.
Okay, but I can also send you some that'll really piss you off.
Okay, that I can do after.
And especially with the state of the world as it is right now, I could send you some that will make you want to date. Single dating. I feel like pina coladas and getting fancy.
If you're not into yoga.
I've got the girl for you.
We're going to do a bachelorette segment starting next episode. So apply online.
You can't open that up. That's Pandora's box.
No, you're right. You're right.
That is so dangerous.
You're right. It's dangerous.
That's so dangerous.
I mean,
speaking of dating, though.
Okay, yes.
You feel?
Okay, no,
your DMs are going to blow up now. Maybe that's good, though. I don't know.
No problem. Okay.
I don't know. If you like complaining about the state of Kentucky football, maybe you should hit up.
Maybe we should hit that. We can commiserate. We can listen to Not to Lose.
She said we can talk about it.
We can talk about it. They have songs like in the metal genre that it's like, my dating life sucks. Maybe I could be a metal artist.
I mean, they may not use those exact words, but
my dating life is awesome.
Like they're getting the point across, right?
Okay, that's the thing. I don't lean towards the melancholic and the sad, but if you give me like a little bit of frustration music, that I could plug. That's where you may be me. Personally.
There is a song by a band called Bring Me the Horizon that I've noticed people are starting to, it's an older song, I think it came out like 2013, 2014. And people are just now learning about this song. And it's so interesting to me because they're from Sheffield, from the UK, so they're not American. But regardless, it applies everywhere because if we're being honest, everybody's government is screwed up.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Mm-hmm. Find me one government that's operating perfectly. You're not going to do it. Mm-hmm. Anyway, they released this song and it's extremely anti-government. And, the second verse holds a lot of frustration. And I mean, it'll get you a lot of fire.
God, I'm going to get into like a physical fight and you're going to have to bail me out.
No, you'll definitely want to fight somebody.
Uh-oh, I'm scared. She's going to have to bail me out.
It's fine. I got you.
I'm going to do physical assaults. That's okay, though.
But speaking of dating, we want to talk about your dating life.
Okay.
But I do want to talk about Landry Kiffin's dating life. First of all, I'm obsessed with Landry Kiffin. Like, her social media, she's so funny.
And I'm obsessed with Lane with her. They're
like,
my dad a little bit.
Yes. And I think that's why I love her so much.
Yes.
Because she gives off that thing energy.
Yes.
Like, her get ready with me videos on game days with Lane Kiffin.
And Lane is such a smart ass, just like my father. Like, she
they're beautiful.
And that's why I love.
Like, the four of you are the same.
No, okay, Chrissy, this makes me know that you really truly see me. Because I've never said that publicly.
But, like, the only difference is Landry got a heart lunch a boyfriend this week.
God, she has a hot,
Landry Kiffin, if you don't know who that is Lane Kiffin's daughter. She heart lunched her boyfriend on Instagram this week, who is none other than star linebacker Whit Weeks from Ole Miss.
From LSU.
Yes.
No, sorry. Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay.
From LSU.
Yeah.
I was like, no, she does.
She does Ole Miss. Yes.
Hard lunch her boyfriend the week of the LSU Ole Miss game. So, Lane Kiffin responds, quote tweets the post, the Instagram post, and says, take over, insinuating he's about to kick someone's ass football field, right? Mm-hmm. So I think the real question here is, who is playing the night game? Is it Whit Weeks, or is it Lane Kiffin, or is it Landry? My theory, they've been dating for a few months, mm-hmm. so they have an established relationship. Mm-hmm. Because you and Landry are the same person, and Lane and Phil are the same person.
Yes.
I know that Lane likely knew about this relationship already. 100% knew about this relationship. I think Lane Kiffin is the reason for the heart match.
Oh, yeah. Okay, wait. Tell me more. Theory.
I think Lane is the mastermind, is pulling the Pinocchio strings and said, let's hard launch your relationship on social media this week.
Put the pressure on, baby.
Put the pressure on right before this game. We're going to make something of this. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to go out there and we're going to kick.
And we'll kick some booty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like, it's Lane Kiffin. Name me 3 people in any equation and who would be the schemiest.
He's just
Lane Kiffin every time. Because he's just petty. Yeah, schemy. And he's been petty about Mark Stoops, which is like rightfully so. Maybe that's why I love him so much. And just even like being funny.
Hold on, you bonded with Lane Kiffin over
like
for Mark Stoops.
before that, but I was like, yeah, it's embarrassing. You lost to him, Lane, and that's why I agree with you. But like, even like him getting back with his ex-wife, he's like always like funny and like playing this little social media game.
So funny.
He's God, and that's why I love him. I cannot help it. He's such a smart ass. He is a Tarullo, and that's not even a compliment, okay? Like, I know who we are as a people. And sometimes it's not me, just the males in the family, not my immediate family, just the whole family. Tarullos are crazy, and he is one of them, I'm pretty sure. But I feel like if
He's
anybody's
like the long lost.
he's no 1,000%.
Somebody order a 23andMe.
Do a little ancestry.com because he's just always like got that little smirk on his face. And what I do think is cool, genuinely, like I do believe they're genuinely dating. That like Lane, I feel like sees this big picture that it's like, that's fine. I feel like some people will be like, don't tell anybody, keep it under wraps. But he's so about like the fun and games. It's like he has this little jester spirit that it's like it's
He also understands they're college age kids. Like, their relationship is going to be on it.
Right.
If they hadn't hard done shit, somebody else would have put it out there.
So it's like, let's
You
get out
can't
in front of
have
it.
2 prominent names like theirs and that relationship be kept under wraps for so long.
That's
It's
what I
just not
think.
gonna happen.
Lane Kiffin is good for college football because he understands. He's got like a childlike spirit to him that like he understands.
Oh my God, he is a Tarullo.
He's a Tarullo. He's like a little court jester running around, and he's about to.
This just in.
This just
Kiffin
Lane
is a
Kiffin.
Tarullo.
Lane Tarullo. That
Lane
doesn't
Tarullo.
really go.
Lane Kiffin Tarullo.
Can I tell you something embarrassing about the Weeks brothers? So Whit Weeks, linebacker for LSU, their family's insane. They have a brother who's like a starter for Georgia. There's Whit, who's a starter for LSU, another brother who starts for LSU, and then another brother who's like an LSU backup. The other day when LSU was playing, who were they playing? I can't remember. It was like week 2. It was a few weeks ago. And it was the week that Whit got ejected for targeting. And I was over at my sister's house. We were watching the game on mute. And I was so confused because A, they have the new rule. When you get ejected for targeting, you don't have to go back to the locker room. So he was on the sideline, but then they kept showing like another Weeks in the game. And I was like, is he in or not? And then they would show replays of the target. And I was like, me and my dad.
I can't figure this out.
I also get weird sometimes because I'm like, I always think about my dad when I'm watching college football. Like, this girl has no friends in her life. I'm like, I'm just always watching the film. But we were like, we couldn't figure it out. We were like, is he ejected or not? Why is he still on the sideline? Why is he still in the game?
It is my
So that was
goal
like
in life to watch
Yeah.
a video filter.
You wouldn't say. The
Or
thing-
Lane Kiffin.
No. And one of the same. The thing about Phil is that he will say something that it's just a simple observation for him that he doesn't even think it is funny. And it's the funniest thing you've heard in 6 months.
And that's the thing, though. Like, every time I'm on Twitter and I see Anna tweet something about Phil, I have the same scenario laid out in my head. Anna's laying on the couch. Phil's sitting in a chair. They're watching the game together. Phil says something, doesn't matter what it is, says it, and Anna is just over there cackling as she tweets it. Is that spot on?
No, that couldn't be more spot on. And like sometimes like he'll have like my dad would have been a great sports media personality. Sometimes
Like,
he'll say
Phil
something.
doesn't know he's as funny as he is.
No, he's being a rat.
We should have Phil on the podcast.
Okay, he would love to come on the podcast. She would love to come on the podcast. And
He should
she's like
come on the
my wedding. And like sometimes he'll say something very astute and I'll like steal it and tweet it. Not all the time. I'm not silly. I'm not copywriting. I'm not here because of my father's thoughts, but somebody says something very astute and I'm like, okay, yeah, great, good point. What are the cornerbacks doing? They do suck. And I'll tweet it and I'll be right. He does suck under
I
center.
can't do that with my dad. Like, my sister-in-law and I have this running joke that, like, all the men in my dad's family, namely my dad and my brother, is who we're talking about, they think the only football team that exists is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Like, that's it.
That's it.
That's
But
it.
you're not a Steelers fan.
No.
You really separated because your family's UK and Steelers.
Yes.
Do they like worship Benny Snell? They're like, Benny Snell? No.
No, my dad's in the same boat as you. Like,
okay, yeah.
We're
done.
Yeah, and I think my brother is too.
Good. If you're not,
they're ready for the change. They're ready for the change. But we'll get to that. I want to finish up on LSU drama because not only has Lander Kiffin landed LSU in the headlines this week, Dolores Umbridge and Flauté also. I will not call her by her name. You got it?
Kimberly! I'll call her by her name.
Whatever. Flo, our girl down there. I do like her. She's great.
Oh, she's hilarious.
She's so funny. She's has such a business mind for everything she does. I don't know if anybody watched the LSU documentary where they broke down like NIL deals and stuff like that, but she is so business minded and so focused on her goals. So I do have a lot of respect for her. But she's also hilarious. And if you follow her TikTok, she broke into, I'm going to have to say it because I can't tell the story. She broke into Kim Mulkey's office this last week.
And apparently her closet.
And made a TikTok imitating a conversation between her and Kim. Kim sees the TikTok, and then there's another TikTok that comes out of Flauté and Kim having a conversation about the first TikTok. And Kim tells her, she's like, practice officially starts September 23rd. I invite everyone to come watch, and we'll see if you're running suicides in the practice. So the 23rd rolls around, nothing. The 24th was yesterday. Here comes another TikTok. Kim actually made Flauté run suicides at the end of practice in front of everybody, and people showed up.
And like, do you think it's like a giant marketing scheme, or do you think like who let her in the office? Was it my friend Joe Schwartz, who's an assistant? I'm gonna text Joe and find out.
And let us know. It could be because I know Flauté. She just put out a new music video. She's also got several like shirts and like her own line of like clothing that just so yeah, it very well could be. Yeah. Regardless, it's hilarious. And a good reminder that basketball season is not.
God, I cannot wait. Maybe like a part of me is like because I don't know, I love football regardless. It's not because Kentucky sucks, but like I don't know, I'm just actually excited for basketball. I'm not quite sure why.
Because both programs have a lot to look forward to this year. Yeah. I think there's going to be a lot of
women's basketball and men's basketball.
We've got our coaches fighting at midnight visits. Like,
Would you believe that? I don't believe
We're back, baby. I think they had words. I don't think there was like...
Pat Kelsey spoke really well of Mark Pope today.
He did.
Here's the thing. I can't help it. I love it. It pisses me off.
I don't think it was like an argument, altercation type thing. I think it was midnight visit. Mm-hmm. They were both tired. Mm-hmm. They were probably both a little frustrated. Mm-hmm. I think Mark Pope was probably like, WTF, bro. Mm-hmm. Pat Kelsey was like, you weren't here. I went ahead and went in. I'm trying to get my butt to bed. Because he's got to drive back from Lexington, you know? So I don't think it was as big of a deal as some people made it out to be. But if it adds fuel to the rivalry fire, let's go.
That's how I feel too. Because it's like, I'll take anything at this point because they're both, I just love how cognizant they are of the rivalry because I feel like they're both so naturally nice people. It's not
they both get it.
They both get it. And even how they both, especially Pat Kelsey, and I'm not saying Mark Pope doesn't do this, I just appreciate, I've seen Pat Kelsey do it a lot. He shows this level of respect, but then like, he's so emotionally smart, still flames that rivalry at the end. And I think that's all fans want.
It is.
Yeah.
I think Pat Kelsey came in with an extremely good understanding
I love him in it
of what it means to be the coach for Louisville men's basketball. Mm-hmm. And I think that was so important for Louisville to get that person when they got that person and to reignite the love for this program. And people feel like they want to invest now because we feel like Pat Kelsey is investing in us.
And for it being like a dream job for him, I think that means so much.
Right? Yeah.
Especially when you have a former player whom it should have meant so much for. That it's like, it's mind-blowing that wasn't the case, but it's also kind of funny that Pat Kelsey totally gets it. And I think there's one thing to put it on the outside and be like, oh, well, this is such a top program I want to be, and it's lip service, but you can tell it's really a dream program for him and that he has the humility to like appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, I think he's extremely grateful for the opportunity, and I think he really doesn't take it for granted and soaks up every moment of every experience he's had is Louisville's coach so far. And I think that's really imperative to the type of person and coach he is and what he wants to do here at Louisville. So I think basketball season is fun to look forward to now because both programs have so much to look forward to. Because the rivalry is being fueled and we both have coaches that we believe in and we want here and coaches that want to be here. And I think that makes a big difference for both fan bases. And it does give everybody something to look forward to. I've always said rivalry, aside love or hate Kentucky, I hope Ethan Moore doesn't hear this. But I also think he would agree with what I'm about to say. It's better for both teams if they're both good. 100%. And if you disagree with that, you're not paying attention. Yeah, exactly. If both teams are good, it's better for the state. It just is. And I'm not talking just revenue-wise.
Right.
It's just better. I want more people fighting at dialysis centers.
I don't want any stabbings or death. No. But
if you throw a punch or two at a dialysis center,
and this is why we're besties, because I understand that too. Like, I love that.
Who doesn't?
I mean, a lot of people don't get it, but they're not real ones.
They're probably from I don't know,
somewhere
New Hampshire or something.
Yeah. I've never even probably watched basketball, but no, I love when it's rascally like that. And that's why
it's more fun. It gives us something to talk about. It's like, I know people feel how you want to feel about James Struble. He's a great human being.
He's the best friend.
The way he fuels the rivalry online. Like, if I log on Twitter and James Struble's not trolling the U of L fan base, I'm probably sending a well check out for him.
Like, bro, are you okay? Are you breathing? And what's funny is, like, his wife is the most gigantic U of L fan because she didn't even go there. She's from Chicago. Shout out Corey. Never met her. No, she did nursing school there, or works there. And half of his children are U of L fans.
Oh, I know.
And I'm just like, Struble, dude, to look at it, you gotta.
He takes his kids to the softball camp and all that stuff. Here,
I just think it's great, and I must say, Pat Kelsey is a fantastic coach. I respect the heck out of him, and he scares me. And I think it's good to have that little bit of fear in your belly. I think it's good as the opposing coach to have that little bit of fear in your belly. Sure. And also, it's just like, look what we had before. And I'm not trying to be disparaging, but it was the Calipari coaching tree. And how good did that product look on the court? I'm not trying to hate on people, but it's like, I'm glad that we have some cerebral basketball back, is what I'll say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think that pretty much clears up our expectations for basketball this year and moving forward. Now we can temper some of those expectations and revisit.
Oh,
I know. I'm bringing it down. Revisit what we expect from UK and U of L football moving forward. I think the both of us sitting here and many of you watching and listening to this and all the listeners at 93.9 and 680, things have changed. I think more so on the U of L side right now than the UK side. I think we as U of L fans had to temper a lot of expectations.
I'm curious about
through the first few weeks. I talked about this a little bit on the drive this afternoon with Mark Ennis and Coach Lieberman going into this Pitt game Saturday. What we really need to see from this team. Because although we're looking at a 3-0 team, we're also looking at a team that maybe isn't living up to the hype that was surrounding them prior to the season starting. And I think, especially going into this Pitt game, most of us still aren't healed from 2 years ago. And what happened the last time that Louisville went to Pitt. And if you remember, on our very first episode when we talked about this and we did see some predictions, I said this was one that we needed to be worried about because Louisville never plays great at Pitt.
You did say that.
Louisville never plays great at Pitt.
On the Struble. I mean, Louisville never plays good at Pitt. I just told her to complete the Pitt.
They don't. And I think it's a little worrisome that we've seen some of the mistakes and mishaps through these first couple of weeks that we have. I think we're going to need to see a lot more come out of Miller Moss. So people feel comfortable enough to stop questioning whether or not he's our guy.
And how much do you think that's I would agree with that. I feel like he has the expectation, but then also that is a big part of it. But then also the O line. It's where's that happy medium between who's at fault? Because I do think it's both.
100%. Yeah, and I actually talked about that because I think Mark Ennis had asked Lieberman and I about it. What is it the quarterback play? Is it the O line? Is it this? I'm said, listen, the biggest piece of the puzzle right now for me is Miller Moss.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you can get him to do what he needs to do,
Mm-hmm.
then he's your leader, and you hope everything else falls into line.
Right, and he has so much experience.
He does, and I think we had very high expectations for him, especially a quarterback like Miller Moss coming into a Jeff Bond program,
Right.
who is known as quarterback whisperer. Yeah. We're just not seeing it yet.
Yeah.
And we left last week with a win, but a lot of people saying, I don't know if Miller Moss is the guy.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he can fill the shoes we needed him to fill. Where do we go from here?
It's just so surprising
It was.
to see how it has played
I
out.
think it caught a lot of people off guard.
And I think the other thing that caught a lot of people off guard was Jeff Brohm's comments. I think after the game, they asked him, is this the most complete team you've had at Louisville? And he was like, no. And I was like, usually coaches do coach speak in that question. They're like,
He didn't shy away from it.
no. And I think, to me, it felt like one of those split second, like, you let your emotion kind of dictate your answer. Like, I feel like you're really,
How can you not, though?
no, totally, how can you not? I just feel like if he could have that question back, maybe he would have said it differently. But I feel like that was, and I'm not trying to be, like, rivalry.
I love a good emotional press conference.
God, me too.
Got a few the last couple weeks.
Unless it's Brian Kelly, just kidding. But I feel like going into the season, I was like, it is supposed to be a bloodbath when Kentucky and Louisville play. Not that I think there's really going to be that much of a chance, but seeing Louisville, and I don't mean this any disrespect or rivalry at all. Complete honesty. Like, if I had no skin in the game, it made me feel like that game could be closer. What I've seen from the product the last.
I think a lot of people would agree with you.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm not trying to be like an ass.
Well, because at this point, you're looking at Louisville's schedule. They're 3-0.
Right.
Before they go into Pitt this weekend.
Right.
But they're 3-0 against two.
Exactly.
Right? So you're looking at them against teams like JMU, who, by the way, has a horrible fan base. And I hope they hear that. They won't get out of people's mentions.
Y'all said, what's their mascot?
Something stupid.
Yeah, it's something like not normal.
No, it's like look it up.
Okay,
it's like I felt so dumb.
You told me recently my phone. I was like, it's
like
I want to be like the Jamies, like St. John the Johnnies. Okay, let's see.
But
it's something weird.
I think what that means for Louisville, especially when you're talking about a game like the UK Ville game.
Oh, the Dukes.
Dukes, that's what it was. Yeah,
I
know it was guy and a half.
Get your own.
But looking at a matchup like UK Ville, after you've seen Louisville play teams like JMU and Western, the fractures have been exposed already.
And even
right?
the defensive side is loud.
Yeah, which, don't get me wrong, last week, great defensive effort.
Right.
The defense looked so good.
Mm-hmm.
I need that defense to show up plus a little bit more this week.
Was there an opening drive score? Like, I mean, I know that.
Yeah, so
you cleared out.
This last week, that whole game was messy, okay? And I'm talking both sides of the ball from both teams.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was not a clean game.
Penalties.
Everywhere.
Right.
Everywhere. Like,
that's the thing that surprised me about Brohm. More penalties, I would
almost guess this week was hell for them.
Yeah. I would almost hope. Like, if I were a local fan.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah. I wouldn't want to be in practice this week. Yeah. But that whole game was messy. But there were a lot of really good defensive efforts in that game.
So that's going to make you feel good.
That does make me feel good. Yeah. And if the defense can show up this Saturday and that offensive line can click, just click.
Especially with a star running back. It's like that offensive line is imperative. That's your weapon. Like, he could lead he could be the top performer in the country. Get it together.
Oh, I mean, after week 2, I think he was getting talked about in Heisman. Like,
yeah, Heisman.
And I don't think it was very many, but still,
right.
His name's out there in the conversation, and that's a big deal. And now last week he played, I think he had like 17-yard carry. He's hurt. So and I almost would have rather him not been in the game at all. Mm-hmm. Like, if we're only going to put him in for a couple of snaps, give him like 1 or 2 carries, whatever it is, just let him rest.
Right.
We got conference games coming up. Let him rest.
Yeah.
I wish we had done that. Yeah. I wish that's what we saw for him. But we didn't. And yeah, I mean, if this offensive line can really get it together, and we need Miller Moss to make the plays, make the big plays, like, we know you can pass the ball.
Right.
We know you can.
And with a coach that seems to accommodate quarterbacks. Like, if it's Mark Stoops and, like, you're the quarterback critic, every quarterback goes there to die. That was a Phil-ism. That's that was me.
Phil-ism.
God, I'm caught out.
We should have a segment every episode. A Phil-ism, yeah.
How is he so funny?
He's so funny.
It's ridiculous. My dad is number one in the best.
No, but Phil is really funny.
If you think I'm funny, maybe you don't, but if you did.
I don't get that.
Thank you, Chrissy.
Yes.
But yeah, I think being on with Louisville first week of the season is when I came back, and of course it's the text line, but I feel like there was a lot of optimism. It was like, we can go, we could be a playoff team, we could be this, we could be that, and especially for a year in the ACC where Clemson,
you love to see it.
I had this question on the radio show. I didn't finish that previous thought, but it doesn't matter. Who is more arrogant when they're winning? Dabo Swinney or John Calipari?
Dabo Swinney.
He is just, my cousin is a South Carolina grad, and she has hated Dabo for a very long time.
I am not conference loyal. I'm not one of those people.
I think that's the smartest.
And I've had so many people tell me that's crazy before. I remember years ago.
You're not a real conference if you
this
think
was
that's
probably like 8 or 9 years ago. I remember Clemson was really, really good. And I don't remember, they were like, it was either an end of the season big game or like bowl. I don't remember what it was. But I remember telling these people, I was like, oh, I hope Clemson gets dog like baby. Yeah, like absolutely. And they were like, why? And I'm like, it's Clemson.
Have you ever?
And they were like, and these are little fans talking to you, right? And they were like, but they're in the ACC, and I'm like, I don't give a damn what conference they're in.
I think it's different for each conference too. Like, I feel like some conferences have that.
Well, sure, SEC, it just matters more, right?
Right, like you have the logo, and like, but I do feel like people do feel more of like, I'm not saying it's right or it's
wrong. Conference crap.
Right, and I feel like maybe like Big Ten, but I don't feel like the Big 12 has it. Like, I don't feel like the Pac-12 has it. But I don't know, and I think ACC has predominantly been more of a basketball conference.
It has been. I think when it comes to
it's not like they're
conference loyalty and conference pride, SEC is its own subculture.
Would you root more for Clemson or an SEC team if they were playing SEC team? Okay, don't make me love you even more than I do. Because I'm like nodding my head and agreeing, but I also I'd be like, oh, it's just hard. The schedule's harder. Like, I would revert into like a meathead and be like,
no.
I'm trying to think of my most hated SEC team, or South Carolina, Shane Beamer, maybe, but I think that would be more.
Most hated SEC team.
Who is it?
I feel part of me feels obligated to say Texas, okay, because we can talk about them in the SEC now. Now, what that stems from is my grandfather. I grew up around a family of Oklahoma fans, right? Okay, so
Boomer Center.
Right. By the way, I'm going to Oklahoma in 2 weeks. Just for just for my grandfather.
Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. Oh my god. Delete it.
No, we can keep it. It's fine.
I didn't know this happened. I'm so sorry.
Well, he's out like 13 years ago.
Okay.
He just always wanted to go home, right? So we're taking him home to Durant, which is very, very south in Oklahoma. We're talking
I'm just kidding.
Where it's 45 minutes from Dallas, right? So it's very, it's on the state line. Durant is. And I was like, oh, I wonder what's going on the weekend. We're there because we're there for several days. Obviously, it doesn't take that long. That Saturday is the Texas Oklahoma game in Dallas. And I was like, ooh, when you go, get in price, $1,200. Get in price.
Wait.
$1,200.
What are, okay, somebody look up national championship prices, like $100. That's gotta be like the and the cheapest
also
ticket
the same weekend as the Texas State Fair, which also takes place in Dallas.
So there's a lot of people going there. Should we apply for media credentials?
They're going to be like, why is someone from ESPN Louisville
recovering our streaks down?
Can I do that?
Why not? Why wouldn't you?
That'd make them say no, right?
When is it? Not this weekend?
October.
If it's in October, the requests are probably still open.
Yeah, I mean, it is.
I bet they'd give it to me.
Let's see. It is October.
Especially where they play at AT&T.
October 11th.
They're playing at AT&T Stadium.
No.
No?
They're playing at Cotton Bowl.
Oh, so but I bet there's a lot of media. Like there's a lot of media rows probably.
Guys, should I apply for media?
Okay, if you get a yes.
Could you imagine me like, yeah, I'm going to spread my grandfather's ashes this morning, but then I have to go cover those.
Sprinkling on the Oklahoma sideline. Brent!
Dude, wait, hold on. That's a good idea.
Sorry for having the best idea.
I need to have a family meeting.
Wait, I'm curious, you don't have to share this. This is personal. Why, and I'm just like, why the gap between now, like why is now the time to spread the ashes? Where have the ashes been between now and then?
My grandmother's house.
Okay. And but he had always been then, and she lives here.
Yep.
Did she move from Oklahoma to here?
No, he did.
He did?
He did, yeah.
Okay. And so like, what is like the motivation that you're like, that it's making you get, now, we got it now?
It's just time.
It's just, I love that.
It's just time.
It's just time.
Yeah.
I think that's cool.
It oddly enough came together at Amelia's birthday party.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Like
That's
by the end of her
sweet.
birthday party, I'm being told that we're going in October. And I was like, oh,
So
okay. It just so happened that it happened to fall on a weekend. Well, we'll have a bye week.
You're like, I see it.
I checked my calendar. I was like, you know what? Those dates look perfect. Yeah, let's go.
Great.
Let's book
Wait,
it.
what did you call him? What was your name for him?
Papa.
Papa. You're like, okay, I see you, Papa. Bye, week. Let's go.
Yeah.
That's special.
Yeah,
I
it'll be
like
good.
that. I didn't know you had Oklahoma roots.
I too, yeah.
You're a cowgirl.
Well,
An emo cowgirl.
like Megan.
Like Megan.
Wait, I did have a question. Did you go to Georgia the same time she did? Because you know she went to Georgia.
I did.
She went
to
to UGA.
Georgia. I thought she was just like a fan of Georgia.
No, she went to UGA.
So obviously I didn't know.
She's
her.
obviously a little bit younger.
Is she a little
than
bit
you.
younger?
But I think I did the math on it one time, and it would have worked out that if you did, you would have been a senior when she was a freshman. Like, that's the age gap there.
So probably.
But, like, you were in a sorority, and I'm pretty sure she was, too. So I know that's, like...
I didn't know that. Yeah, but by senior year, I was doing, like, a lot of more journalism thing. Like...
Yeah.
I was basically entranced with, like, the journalist school. But whether we, like, walked by each other.
Maybe.
We could have.
You could have.
I wish I had her singing ability and songwriting ability, but I don't.
That's the truth. You know, she didn't start writing songs until she was 19.
Are you kidding me? I feel like she has that same, like, metaphorical kind of... I love her songwriting. Like, I think we respect Taylor Swift a lot as a songwriter, but I feel like there's a lot of women coming up nowadays with a lot of, like, very poetic...
Who grew up listening to...
Is she a big inspiration for her?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think who else. Lainey Wilson.
See, I'm not as familiar. Like, I know who she is, but I'm not as
Casey Musgraves is very...
I do like Casey Musgraves.
I feel like she probably... It's very, like, metaphorical, and I love that. Like, it's probably, like, a bunch of, like, English majors, like, rocking with it, and I love that. I'm all about that.
Probably.
I love that. Anyway, go Dogs. So... And go Pats, I guess. So should we talk about Kentucky football?
We can talk about
If we have to. Okay, my thoughts.
But what's changed? Like,
okay, quarterback. But broad point, no, you're exactly right. Cutter goalie. I have issues with the fact that you went and spent $2 million or whatever the rumor is on Zach Calzada when, honestly, I know it was Eastern Michigan and they've lost to Long Island State, who knew that they played football on Long Island and other teams. You couldn't really take anything away from that game, right? It's like he was getting all the time in the world of the pocket. It was like, and the times that there was pressure that he was under center, it was like there was issues with the O-line. So like there may be some mechanical issues there. I feel like his accuracy was better, but it's a losing game with Stoops in this program right now because even if Cutter looks really good, it does the opposite of make Stoops look good because you went and spent so much money on another quarterback, and it was almost like it seemed like Cutter did something crazy in the offseason to make Mark Stoops not like him. It's like, why wouldn't you just go with him from the beginning?
what is the situation, right?
I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, he spent all his money on a quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
So if
so you have to play
right, you have to play
and you're
him.
promised NIL, and you're promised all these
if
things.
he doesn't perform well.
Right.
lose.
Exactly.
If he does, that makes Stoops look like he made the right move.
It was a point of pride from the beginning.
That's what I'm saying.
But
lose-lose situation.
Why even go through that? Why not see what Cutter has been doing in spring ball in a few games? I know he didn't look great that he was in last season, but it's like you've seen his arm. He's a local kid. You know his ability.
Right.
But it's like, I think that's been the whole issue with Stoops. It's like his pride's gotten in the way every step of the way with the whole basketball, football school argument. It's just, that's the thing that I like to emphasize is that it does not matter what happens now. You could go out and you could beat Georgia and I would not care. It would not change how I feel. Make the playoff and maybe we'll talk. But until then, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter. You've had years of counting the small wins. And I feel like the Stoops and the staff really took advantage of that to where they couldn't be criticized at all. So it doesn't matter. Like, at this point, I do not care. And this is so sad. And I've spoken about this on.
Well, he got to live under this umbrella of being able to celebrate the small wins.
Yeah.
And doing just enough to get by to keep everybody happy, keep the donors happy because he's at a basketball school.
Because, yes.
So it didn't matter.
But then to have that mindset, but to still fight with John Calipari and say it's a football school,
right?
That shows that you're a bad leader because there's no self-awareness. And I think, who was it? Josh Pate, who does, Pate State. He's with CBS Sports. Somebody asked him recently, they were like, what college football job would you want? And he said, if there's, what is the best college football job? And he said something like, with championship expectations, maybe he said Alabama, but if there's no championship expectations, he was like, Kentucky. Because you're a top
10 out of 10 times.
A coach, expected to do nothing, and you can't even deliver, and you were spoon-feeding people. I get more mad each week. You're spoon-feeding people mediocrity, and you want them to kiss your ass for it. And it's just like, we're just done with it. And I think you can maybe see this as making me a bad fan, but I think it makes me more loyal to the soil, is that I almost root for them to lose so we can get done with any narrative that he is good for the program, and you can just move on. And there can be no argument about, well, look what he's done. Well, he's done more than any other head coach. Well, he's the longest tenure in the SEC. That's embarrassing. That shows you have no self-pride. Like, you have no pride in yourself.
You've let him skate back.
Yes.
On minimum effort.
Building the statue. We are last, and we are the cellar dweller. Mississippi State's doing a lot better. They beat Arizona State. Vanderbilt looks fantastic.
Vandy, though.
Cellar dweller. You thought Joker years were gone? I just think it's cute that Mark Stoops thought that he had earned to be like, it's like, you need to go earn so much to be above that just by reputation. 4 straight postseason wins. It's like, okay, well, how about 8 or 9 straight SEC home losses? How about write that down? Yeah. Make that a hashtag. I'm just done with it in the attitude that you had anything to be prideful of and not like a work fail mentality. And I think that left when a lot of assistant coaches left. But I will say the O-line looks a lot better. I feel like Stoops is trying to get back to your identity as UK football, which defense is good, running backs are good, O-line is good. You have all 3 of those things. Still no excuse for the receivers to be that bad. And no excuse for every offensive coordinator who's been good other places to come to Kentucky and just be horrible. And he says he likes to make a point and be like, well, I am doing nothing to call a play. Well, you're doing something to make people uncomfortable and quarterbacks to be successful.
Here's the thing. You may not be calling the plays, but when it comes down to it at the end of the day, you're still their boss and you can have the conversation.
And you hired them.
Yeah.
And you recruited them.
You need to have some sense of accountability.
Yes. Thank you.
And self-awareness for what you're doing. Because you still made that decision.
Yes.
Are you on that sideline actively calling plays every single Saturday? Mm-hmm. No, you're not. Mm-hmm. But the other 6 days of the week, you're in a film room with them. Mm-hmm. You're their boss. Mm-hmm. You got that contract done. You hired them.
You didn't ask their offensive philosophy when you hired them.
You held accountable for what they're doing, regardless of whether or not you're making play calls.
And maybe it pseudo works for Kirk Ferentz, okay? And I think that's who Mark Stoops wants to be. Like, he's an Iowa football guy. But to listen to that much fan feedback and be like, okay, well, maybe we need to, have a more tempo offense and a more flashy offense. And you try to hire these offensive coordinators who did that. But then I feel like step in the way. I worked with Liam Cohen and one quarterback will love us 1 year. And you have these fantastic receivers, Dane Key.
But 1 year out of
And it's like, then he got his own, in his own man. It's an outlier. Then you have Barry on, who was the leading receiver for a while for LSU. You have Dane Key, who was doing great for Nebraska. It's like, and then you wanted to paint them as divas. I know for a fact, I know them and their families and was around the program. The fact that they stayed as long with that program are the opposite of divas. I would have left after the first year and you switched offensive coordinator so many times. So I think everyone's tired of the excuses. Everyone's tired of the ego. And maybe other people don't want to call it that, but it's complete ego and lack of accountability. And you said that. It was lack of accountability.
That's exactly what it is. The Courier Journal released an article today stating that UK has no more room for the UK Val game moving forward since they are moving to 9 SEC games a year. So how do you feel about that?
Okay,
what is your take on that? I know all of these conferences are moving to similar situations, and there's been a lot of talk over the last couple of years as those things are being talked about that it will take away some of these big rivalry games for not just UK and Ville, but for a lot of other schools around the country as well.
Yeah, and that was the fear, and I wasn't aware of that until right now because I feel like that was the fear, but then leading up the past few months has been like, oh, well, you still have, I can't remember the specific, it was like you had to have like an out-of-conference game against like a reputable opponent or conference, whatever. I thought that there was still going to be room for that game. Like, this is news to me that there isn't, and that just sucks.
I'm interested to see how it'll play out.
Because it can define your whole season, that game.
It can, yeah. But, I mean, just aside from it defining your season or not defining your season, it's fun for everyone.
It's fun for everybody.
It's fun. Like, we want some rivalry.
It's not even the teams, it's the conferences. Like, I think it's a point of discussion, not even locally, but nationally. It's a point of comparison, especially when you're a bottom dweller like UK. It's like, can whatever tier of ACC team like beat the worst team in the SEC? Will they do it, or what is the margin, right? Like, I feel like a part of that played a part in the playoff. Was that last year, year before, 2 years ago, when Kentucky beat Louisville, this is Brohm's first year, and then Florida State didn't make the playoff. It was like, maybe, was that part of like strength of conference? I'm not saying it was or it wasn't, but I think it brings a whole level of comparison that you're missing on the national landscape.
I agree because you're definitely putting a lot more eggs in the basket of your conference being strong.
Yeah. There's no comparison.
And we're all going to have to be
the playoff. Right.
I'm going to have to cheer for ACC.
She's going to have to. She's going to cheer for Dabo.
I'm not cheer for Dabo. And I'll tell you this right now. I'm ready for the ACC to tell Notre Dame to just kick rocks.
Yeah.
You don't want to commit to anything? You want to have these contracts out? No. Go on. And then you've got like the Big 12 adding like certain SEC or ACC teams. They added like Florida State like beach volleyball this week or something. Weird things are happening. Okay, weird things. And then in other weird things news, I saw today actually on my way in that the NCAA is looking to pass legislation to allow sponsors on jerseys.
I saw that too. And it's just...
And the funniest tweets today have been everybody saying who's like, what sponsors are going to be on what jerseys. I was like, somebody needs to reopen Toy Tiger ASAP.
Could you imagine?
Reopen Toy Tiger. Get that...
Kentucky's going to be like big ass fans. Like they have this like huge, like ginormous, like ceiling.
Tarullo.
Yes! It's going to die.
Yeah, I knew about Tarullo.
I'm impressed. Respect. I just like, I don't know. I don't know. It bothers me a little bit, but
it's just the landscape we're in now. It's what we're in now. I mean,
I'm more like just blown away and concerned with the out of control NIL stuff where there's no limits on it and there's nothing. Not saying that's bad, but
but here's the thing. We're figuring out the issues with it after the fact.
That's the whole
There should have been more research done.
You had decades in NCAA to put parameters.
You had people doing it for years. Mm-hmm. Instead of punishing these schools, look at what they were doing that worked and what didn't work behind the scenes. Take that information, implement certain things prior to making this all legal. And maybe we wouldn't be running into some of these issues.
Exactly. 1,000%. That's my whole issue. It's like have a plan in place, and it's it started on the basis of a very good thing. And it was like, I feel like innocently, a few decades ago, it was like, you shouldn't have to sit out because you sign a few autographs and take cash for it when a student could make money off your t-shirt. But then they were so staunch and really wanted to control.
About, like, you got Livy Dunn, who was in gymnastics at LSU, making $7 million.
$2 million for a quarterback who sucks. It's in personal experience.
Just not very. And then you've got the programs, and this is kind of where
how is it sustainable?
The revenue sharing is going to come into play, and I think you've also done a very good job with paying attention to which programs should be splitting that revenue sharing. You're going to see that affect different programs very differently at different schools. You know, Louisville, when it comes to revenue sharing, them splitting that and putting money from the revenue share into things like volleyball, women's basketball. That's a good move for Louisville. That's not a good move.
Because they traditionally won, and it takes away the opportunities for teams to grow, women's teams to grow, Title IX teams.
Right. And so now we're looking at, okay, how is this going to affect Title IX?
1,000%.
And there are just so many unknowns with all of it.
Right.
And
you're getting rid of the little guy.
Yeah.
It's like the corporate conglomerate trickle down. It's like the buyout. What is it called? Like private equity, where you buy up everything. It's the big companies, and you buy up everything else, and you're the only thing that matters. And you put all your money in this one thing. It's like they're taking away opportunities. If you are what you say you are, you want to give opportunities for athleticism and in athletics and in all, you know, from rowing to women's sports to whatever. Equestrian in Georgia. You're going to cut the budget for so many things, and if you cut the women's budget, then you have to cut the men's budget, and it's all going to go to football and basketball. And I just think there could have been good days.
Football is your moneymaker. I get that. Everybody understands
that. You saw your soul. You know?
But you still have this trickle-down effect that's going to impact so many other programs. And I don't know, college, it's going to change landscape of so many different things.
It's just going to be professional sports. It's going to be the NFL and NBA.
It is. So, and I think with the NCAA looking at allowing these sponsors on jerseys, that's kind of a way for them, okay, you take women's soccer, for example. They're not getting a piece of the pie when it comes to revenue sharing the same way women's basketball is going to get it here at Louisville. Okay, but if they can get a high dollar sponsor to put on their jerseys, right, they're going to be bringing in money that's going directly towards
Chrissy, that's
the soccer program, and they kind of even out.
I never thought of that.
I hadn't really thought that through until I started saying it out loud. Just now, that actually makes sense.
That was a great point. Tweet that shit out. No, that's actually very smart because maybe it does provide more of an opportunity.
Yeah, and it could. And I mean, and we're
for the little guy.
We're about to go into it. Women's volleyball right now. It's become appointment television. It's been incredible. Those programs that a lot of schools where they're winning and doing well, they're probably getting a piece of that pie. But then you've got, you know, some other schools that they're not getting anything. Well, how are they supposed to fund these programs? How are they supposed to bring in these players? How are they ever supposed to improve their program to build up to be like a Louisville, a Kentucky, a Texas, whoever it may be, without bringing that money in? So maybe allowing some of these sponsors is going to be a good thing, so they can help.
That's such a great
offset
point. Because I just had a pessimistic view. Like, it's just going to go back, just turn back the clock, and the same sports that have always been big, it's going to go back to them. But that's something I never thought of. Chrissy, that was such a great point.
I know some things.
No, you do. You know a lot of things.
I know some things.
How do you know?
Do you know what else I know?
What do you know?
You might be very down on Kentucky football, as most people are, and rightfully so, but Kentucky volleyball right now, man.
Dude.
Let me tell you this. Volleyball
Number 3 in the country, my dog.
right now is do not miss. Make sure you are home. Make sure you are in those stands watching these games. Your top 6 right now, you're looking at Nebraska, Texas. You've got Kentucky and Stanford tied for 3rd because volleyball rankings work off a point system, right? And then you've got Pitt and Louisville. Louisville's sitting at 6. Their only losses are to Texas and UK, who were ranked 2nd.
The only one in that group, and this is not a disparagement, that hasn't won a national championship, but I'm saying like that as a compliment to Louisville. Like, these are all
Texas, UK, Stanford.
Yeah, and that's not a disparagement. I'd be like,
no, it's not. And I mean, they were national runners. That's like it's not like it's an outreach
level, right?
But
for 2 local
teams, it's incredible, right?
Yeah, you're that national.
Right? Yeah. So, and both Texas and U of L, those both went to 5. So I mean, those were, entertaining.
And I think I misspoke last time. Kentucky beat Penn State, who was the reigning national championship, and then they went like 3-2 with Nebraska. I misspoke last time, and I felt so bad about it. But I'm just impressed because Frank Skinner, I know I spoke about this last time, one of my favorite coaches I ever like interviewed with and worked with, just a great guy. And I was beginning to worry that it was just some magic that happened and the recruits worked out and development worked out with that 2020 national team. Technically they won in 2021. But to see how he has recruited and the depth of this team.
They're scary.
They're scary.
They're terrifying.
They look awesome.
And Nebraska, it's so cool to see Nebraska doing as well as they are with Danny up there now.
Danny!
And then Louisville still having success with Dan.
And they've lost so much talent as well. Not even coaching the players.
They brought it in, too.
Absolutely.
And that's the thing. Like, we've talked about, you know, who's going to fill Kara Kessie's spot next year. We've got the girls that can do it.
I love that.
They're there. They're young, but they're there, and they're going to be ready when they need to be ready. But gosh, just being able to you can turn on almost any women's volleyball game right now, and it's going to be.
The level of talent is just gone through the roof. I feel like especially the last 5 to 10 years. You know what I love too? I have a cousin who works for the Young Center, and she does events there. So she does concerts, basketball games, volleyball games. And I love that she counts her busy season starts getting going when volleyball starts.
And that speaks to the program.
Yes,
right?
it does. That's not everywhere.
Because when U of L started doing games at the Young Center, I think we were doing like one or two. I think we did like Nebraska and Kentucky or something like that. It was just one or two. And every year they've added a few more. We've outgrown L&N by a long shot. I think they've been on a wait list for season tickets for a couple years now, which is incredible. That place is packed every home game that they're not playing at the Young Center. And even when they are playing at the Young Center, there's so many people there. And it speaks volumes that you have this program able to play in a basketball arena that seats like 20-something thousand and sell a lot of tickets to it.
And remember when Nebraska did it at the football stadium? And they're historically like volleyball program, but it's like...
And I have opinions on that.
Okay, what is it?
Yes, that's so cool. That's very, very cool that they did that. And Nebraska historically is like a top. Like that's one of your...
Have they won the most national championships?
I think so. But regardless, while it was very cool, it was so gimmicky.
It was a gimmick. I was going to say it was like a gimmick.
It was so gimmicky. And like, you know, so many of those people showed up
it's
just
like
to say they sold so many tickets. They weren't there for the actual game.
Yeah.
Not that Nebraska couldn't sell a hell of a lot of tickets to any of their games, and they do. But like that,
it wasn't like
that just felt. It didn't feel organic enough to me.
Yes, it wasn't like consistent showing up to watch the games.
Because it was so.
It was like a Guinness. Like, come here, you're gonna be in the Guinness Book of World.
Yeah, like you'll be a part of this like history, which is cool, but like it still felt so gimmicky to me, and I don't know, like. I think it's very cool that Louisville plays in the Young Center and we're able to sell a lot of tickets. I don't necessarily care, like, if we ever set up one in the Cardinal Stadium. Like, we don't need
it. It feels like a prop, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't love it. Not that I have beef with Nebraska or anything.
No.
I don't.
But there's different than, like, consistent, contributed fans.
And they have it, though. That's the thing, though. They have it. Like,
No, I really see that. I really see that. I just, like, love that even, it almost feels like, I wouldn't even say a down year for Louisville, but you're still top 6. You lost your head coach. You lost incredible national top players. And you're still...
Who all went on to play professionally. Very successful.
Yes.
Yeah, and I mean, we had, you know, some trickle downs. We had some roster pieces come back this year, which was important. But to still be top 6, and I think that really speaks to... the type of assistant that Dan was and everything he learned from Danny. He's been ingrained in this program. He knows what this program is. He knows how to operate. He knows how to operate it.
They don't play, do they? Nebraska and Louisville?
This year?
Sorry, I'm putting it on the spot.
Let me look it up really quick.
Sorry, I'm putting it on the spot.
No, that's okay.
I'm going to edit this out.
Look it up.
Because she didn't do it.
Well, but they play regularly.
Yeah.
And typically, I feel like even if they weren't playing in the regular season, it wouldn't be a surprise if they, ended up.
I'd love to watch that. Wait, Craig Skinner, I think for UK was a Nebraska assistant for a very long time.
Let's see. I feel like they do. I know we got Texas. We had Texas on the schedule. At Kentucky. Stanford's coming up October 5th. That'll be a really, really big match. No. They don't have Nebraska on their regular schedule this year.
I wonder how the recruiting will keep up with Danny at Nebraska. But I feel like
it'll be good.
Yeah, because he has all the same relationships. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was here long enough on the staff here that it was a seamless transition.
It's not a complete change of regime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I think that's good. They're keeping the same personalities.
We have a lot to be excited about.
We really do.
I think that's great.
Do you know what I wasn't excited about today?
Me being late.
No, that doesn't bother me because I was still setting up. However, the number of photos in your phone. You all, every type A friend has their type B friends. I have my type B friend.
And you're the most type A, but some type A's not most annoy me. But you are type A in the best way because you don't ever make me feel like shiz.
It's because I love you for who you are.
Are you this nice to all type B's?
No. Absolutely not.
Nice.
I'm absolutely not this nice to all type B's. But if I ever have to see the number of text messages you have, don't tell me. I'm stop.
I'm telling you right now.
I don't want to know.
615.
I'm sorry, what?
615.
Text messages?
Yeah.
Unread.
Yeah. Look. I want you to see this.
You're lying.
Look at my calls.
Stop it. Stop it right now.
Why doesn't the calls go away? It's like,
yeah.
That's voicemails. But half of them are telemarketers.
Anna.
It's like appointment reminders. I like to tell myself I'm just super popular and get a lot of group texts. But okay, wait, no, here's my question of normal people. I actually, in college, used to be really good at texting. It's like, when you get a text and it's like, okay, I'm really busy and overstimulated right now. Maybe but you have ADHD too. It's like, I can't even formulate the response. I can't focus on that. So I'm going to mark it unread so I can go back to it. And then it's 3.5 years. No, I'm just kidding. But some it's just okay, I'll see the important ones. They're at the top.
I'm going to crush out.
But almost maybe I have just a really good skill set that I know the ones to reply to. I always reply to you.
Okay, I will say that.
So maybe I'm just more skilled than everyone else. I'm more skilled in the type A's. Not her. I'm not more skilled than her. But the other type A's.
You will respond to
Yeah, I know who to respond to. The other ones, it's background noise. It's
okay, but
that number, does the number really matter? It's
But delete them so the little red thing goes away.
Maybe I'm just the coolest and so laid back and it's I don't know, matters. I don't need to, the number means nothing to me. And some I do need to go back and find, so they'll have maybe it's a few weeks later. So they have the little blue dot. Maybe it's the doctor.
Okay, but delete it.
That would take too much
just
time.
Make it go away.
I think I'm too much in the hole. But even if I wasn't, I have gone through and got it to 0 last summer. And I'm back here.
And that's the last time. You have a problem, okay?
I would just rather spend time playing a game on my phone than doing that. And because we have to talk about the other thing that we haven't said yet.
The fact that you have 113,000.
130.
I'm sorry. It's worse than I thought. 131,000 photos in her photo album because she never deletes.
And that's why I got that extra storage. But it's
But do you realize you wouldn't have to do that?
But it's I would rather not have to think about it.
Do you want to know that?
How many do you have?
The other day I was full blown panicked because I need to clean out my photo.
I didn't know people did that until a year ago.
Right. So I was okay, I need to clean mine out because it's really, really bad. And
I'm so scared.
I have just under 21,000.
Oh, so you have thousands as as well.
Right, but I also have, you have honey.
Yeah.
I have a lot of Amelia pictures.
Okay, but Amelia.
Like, look at this kid at the doctor yesterday, right? I don't know if you all can
Zoom it in. If I had a child.
I don't know. I'll post it. It's on my Instagram. I'll post it on my Instagram.
Do you want me to hold it up to the camera?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at this.
She's like such a diva.
Look at her. That's our baby girl. She said, go Cards.
Go Cards. Go Joshy and the boys. She sat through her doctor's appointment with her sunglasses on yesterday. We were walking in and she put them on and she's walking up the sidewalk and she goes, I'm perfect.
Yes, she is. If I had a child.
That's self-confidence, girl.
Yes, it is. Keep it up. That says a good mama that she believes in herself like that.
Yeah. Well, we do affirmations.
Do you?
Yeah.
Will you text me them as well?
Do you want to do affirmations with us? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Will you respond to the text?
I always respond to you.
That's true. You always respond. No, we do. I'm so strong. I'm so brave. I'm so beautiful. Like, we do that together. And, like, she knows.
And then you say, go hard.
Sometimes it's a problem, right?
Yeah. Are you ever just like, and I'm quiet today?
No, because she's not quiet.
And what do you try to, like, make her?
We go to the doctor yesterday. She has a well check. And her doctor is, like, she doesn't shut up the whole time. She's, like, talking.
She's my baby. Because she's a Leo.
Right. And I don't know what that means.
It means me.
Sure. Okay. She's also Tarullo.
Everyone's a Tarullo.
And she's talking to her doctor's like, so no speech or vocabulary issues. And I was like, she drops an F-bomb sometimes, but like, otherwise she's good, you know? She did at school.
Good for her. This is why my mom was like, say hell yeah.
Jeremy the other day that her pizza was effing hot.
My pizza. And that's an Italian.
Okay, but here's the thing. So he texts me, right? Because I'm not home and this happens. I'm on my way home. I think it was on my way home from here, actually. He texts me and he's like, hey, you just said my pizza's hot, right? And I'm like, hold on, we're getting there. And I'm like, oh, that's not great. And he goes, yeah, I asked her where she heard it from and she won't tell me. And I said, well, I know where she heard it from. I was on the phone. We were going to her gymnastics class, okay? And I was on the phone with my friend Kelly, and I had Kelly like on my Bluetooth speakers or whatever. And she was telling the story, and she said it, and Amelia heard it, and she repeated it immediately. Kelly didn't know she was on speakerphone, right? Mm-hmm. So like, it's not her fault.
Kelly's clear.
Kelly's clear. But that's where she heard it, and I just like never thought to mention it to him. And I was like, I told him I was like, oh, she heard Kelly had on speakerphone, blah blah blah. And she texted me back. He said, well, I know one thing for sure. She might have a filthy mouth, but she is not a narc. And I was like,
wait, and that's on parenting.
You know what? Yeah.
Wait, let's talk about a good lady. And that's called Lessons from Goodfellas. I will not round up my friends. Henry Hill, Little Miss Lady, Amelia. Wait, I would be so proud.
I was so proud. Like, he's mad that she's cussing, and I'm like,
but she loyal. My baby loyal.
Other girl.
Right here. Also, kids just love to pick up on that word. It's like they know.
Oh, no, she says them all.
That word has a spirit to it.
She says them all, right?
That ones too.
So I'll go to pick her up from school the other day. And I had to pick her up early because it's either it was one of Bourbon or Louder. One of the two. I picked her up early, take her mom's. And they were like outside playing, so I walk out the door to go get her. She doesn't see me. Her teacher doesn't see me. And they're sitting at the picnic table. And I see her teacher look at her and she goes, Amelia, why did you say a bad word earlier? And I said, oh, I got here just in time, didn't I? And her teacher was like, yeah. And I said, what did she say? She said, she dropped an F-bomb again. And I'm like,
I'd be so proud. That's not my mother yet. Because I'd be like,
here's the thing though, like, A, it's funny.
It is funny.
B, if she's using it correctly,
she's so
hard to be mad.
Yeah.
Right?
You're like, oh, you're emotionally intelligent.
Yeah, because like if you know where to place the sentence and answer,
I'm saying,
like you're thinking it through, okay? So like,
hey, that age is so cute.
It's cute till it's not.
Yes, there's a certain, but that age is so cute. Did you know?
I gotta argue with myself because she's mean, right?
Yes, she is.
Like copy and paste, carbon copy. So some days are just hard because it's like
there's two of you.
It's
like you're fighting with yourself and your own brain, and now you have a little version. Like,
it's terrifying, right?
I'm scared. I'm like, we're taking selfies to brushing your hair. If I am okay.
Yeah.
You know, my mom taught every child in my family to cuss on purpose. And my mom used to watch like every child in the family, and they would all go home and be like, shit!
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the not
And that's right. And now my parents are being English. And I'm like, bro,
you literally
I learned.
Like, who were you?
I'm like, my parents, I'm 33, but they're still like, they try to keep it classy. That
33 and available.
Inavailable. Write that down.
For the right guy.
Like, is there a right guy? I don't know.
Maybe.
Could be never. Could be the Lord. We can read that. That's how I announce this.
Well, that wraps it up for us. We will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for listening. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share the podcast with all your friends, because who doesn't want to hear us talk about all the things.
About everything.
Yeah. Do good, be good, God bless, go Bills, go Cards.
And we'll see you next time.